How dirty is that window? Cat, you left your light on.
Whenever you're ready.
You know, these reaction videos just aren't my game, but you know what? I'm going to play along because I know that's what you guys want to see. Hey, if you like these videos or like these clips, please subscribe, like, and don't forget to drop a comment in of your own, because ultimately it is about a conversation, an ongoing conversation about what's right, what's wrong, and what's crazy in our society. Without further ado, here's me reacting to more woke TikTok.
Assist women in labor, and the things that they are doing are uniquely feminine.
So first off, as a doula, your job is to support the person giving birth. If all of the patients that you have are women, then it's totally fine for you to call them women. However, every patient who has a baby is not a woman. As an OBGYN, I care for many patients who are trans men or non-binary people who have babies. The point of inclusive language is not to misgender someone who is a woman or is a mother. It's to appropriately include, especially in educations on large platforms like TikTok, anyone who might need the information. So how dare you during Pride Month come on this app, which is very inclusive of LGBTQ plus communities, and say that nobody who gives birth can be a man or a non-binary person. Just because you don't care for these people or you don't want to care for these people does not mean that they don't exist, and you don't get to choose what they are called. They do.
Well, geez. And I assume she went to medical school. It says doctor or MD on her white lab coat. I would say, take it back, take it back. A doctor, come on. This is biology, and you took a fair amount of biology classes. So you know the difference between XX and XY. I don't know. This is just sheer utter madness that we've risen to a level that now medical practitioners are starting to play along with the land of make-believe. You cannot. There's two genders. It's pretty simple. God made them man and woman. I don't know what else to say about this. This is utter sheer nonsense. However, I do understand this doctor's position, because I bet you she is one of the number one physicians used in the trans community for giving birth to babies that are born of men. Whatever. Hey, love to hear about how you feel about this video. The chat's open. Please like and subscribe. And also, you're going to see other videos up here. Go ahead and click on those and watch. So I look forward. I got more TikToks. Okay, go ahead. All right.
Just say, all right, here's the next one.
Here's the next one.
Try that in a small town. Let's be real clear. Nobody gives a fuck about your small town. You have no culture. You all think the same. You all look the same. And the people that don't hate you. And they've been begging to get the fuck out of that small town since they were kids. And they're all going to vote against your scumbag cult leader. So your small town, with your lack of culture, your lack of decent food, your lack of any kind of decent music other than that damn country, nobody cares. You think someone from the city is like, let me go to the same town that looks exactly the same in Kentucky as it does in Mississippi, as it does in Arkansas, as it does in all of those poor, shitty states that nobody ever wants to go to anyway. Just like your small town, nobody cares. People are offended because they threw some violent black people in during a protest. We know what they were trying to do. And if you deny it, you're part of the cult. Bye.
I love how the radical left assumes that suddenly there's a cult, which is interesting because they always accuse you of doing what they're doing, which they are a cult. And this guy's probably very isolated. You know, the thing that I couldn't just take my eyes off is, at first I thought they were earplugs, that the guy had two orange earplugs in. And then I realized they were his ears. He looked like a gargoyle. I don't know. Did anybody else notice that? Go back and look at that video and replay it. I think the guy was one of these little creatures that is on the outside of a building. And those ears were just really pointed. So anytime I see people with pointed ears, I start automatically thinking, wow, could it be? Could it be, as the church lady said, Satan? Well, you know what? putting down on small towns. I don't know about you. That is the essence of everything that makes America great is the small town communities. And they happen to produce most of the food that we eat across the world. And that's how we exist. So, yeah, yeah, pretty crazy. But hey, you know what? Once again, here we go. Another video.
So I just got yelled at for asking a very reasonable question. So I'm applying to go somewhere, and I just wanted to know, are there accommodations for people who struggle with time blindness and being on time? You know. And then the person I was with interrupted and acted like I was asking something else. And then when we were done, they actually started yelling at me and saying that accommodations for time blindness doesn't exist. And if you struggle with being on time, you'll never be able to get a job. You know, provided you're trying your absolute best to be there. And then they're like, your stupid generation wants to destroy the workplace. And yeah, I think that a culture where workers are just cut off because they struggle with being on time, when there's other solutions that we can look to, I think that just anybody who thinks it's okay to just treat people like that, yeah, that culture needs to be dismantled. And then I asked that person, how can you feel good about yourself upholding this kind of system? And then to think I'm entitled. No, if people think it's okay to treat others like this, that's entitlement.
The only thing I have to say about this video is yellow dye number 5. Too much Mountain Dew for this young lady. It has definitely chemically impacted her brain. What in the world is time blindness? I get it. You know, certain people have cicada rhythms inside of their head. They have a natural sense of timing. But you know that there's these little things called watches. Every phone comes equipped with a clock on it. I don't know about you, but appreciating time and promptness and showing up and keeping a schedule, especially this is part of why what I think is really wrong with America and the world is that not enough people are getting enough sleep. This gal obviously is not getting enough sleep. In fact, I don't even know if she goes to sleep because she's never on time. She doesn't know when to go to sleep. She doesn't know when to wake up. I think those things are kind of important. I don't know about you. All right, let's go on to the next video.
I get so many comments like this, and I want to explain something. Being misgendered can be an incredibly painful experience. In that moment, we are reminded that the world places us into a bucket that we do not fit in. And it is incredibly traumatic to grow up being constantly told you're something you're not. So for a lot of people, being misgendered triggers that trauma. So if it looks like I'm mad, it's probably because I'm in a lot of pain. In the same way that when we stub our toe, we scream expletives because we're in pain. Also, us non-binary people were forced to educate ourselves on our own existence. So it can be frustrating when we see people who are not putting in the work and constantly making mistakes. And I know it is new. I know mistakes are bound to happen. And I have patience for people who are genuinely putting in the work. I know so many of you don't want to be hurting non-binary people, but the truth is when you misgender us, you are. And to expect us to hold your hand through it while we're being hurt, that's abusive behavior.
You're a man. Do I have to say anything more? No, come on. Once again, this is silliness and nonsense. You know, whatever you believe that you are or identify as, that's good. Good for you. But I don't have to play along in the land of make believe, nor will I play along in the land of make believe. You were born a man, you're a man. If you have feelings that you're not a man and you're a woman, well, good for you. However, I'm not going to refer to you as anything other than a man. He, him, not her, she, like the candy bar. Go ahead. Next video.
Okay, so this next one I do need to say before you start that this will be your last one, but it's also a preschool teacher at an early childhood education center. So
oh, that's not a puppet. That's not her twin. That's actually, yeah. Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. I'm Leslie, and my pronouns are they, them. And I'm Ray. My pronouns are also they, them. And what are we celebrating this week, Ray? It is Non-Binary Awareness Week. And what does that mean? Well, that means if you don't feel like a boy in your heart or a girl in your heart, or if you feel like neither or both, you are seen, you are loved, and you are supported no matter what. That's right. We love you for who you are, no matter what you might look like on the outside. We know who you are on the inside. And to all of our friends who might not be non-binary, how can we help them support our non-binary friends? Well, you can always make sure you're using the right pronouns because you want to respect your friends. Well, what if somebody accidentally calls me the wrong pronoun and you're with me? What would you do? Oh, I would simply say, oh, excuse me, I see that you said she, but Leslie goes by they. That simple. That respectful. That is love. That is what being non-binary is about. We love you. We see you. Mwah!
Well, my first impression of that is that she's not a very good ventriloquist. I could see her lips moving the whole time when she was talking on behalf of the puppet. So, and maybe that's not a puppet. Maybe that puppet identifies as a non-binary person. Anyhow, getting back to it, she referred to the fact that gender is a feeling of the heart. I don't know what else. I mean, basically, you just solved my case. It has nothing to do with biology. It has everything to do with how I feel in my heart, and therefore, whatever I feel in my heart, that indeed is reality to me. Yeah, it's once again, there was that show, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. We really need to get back to institutionalized care. That's all I got about that. Okay. Hey, you know what? Once again, not my cup of tea by any means doing these reaction videos, but hopefully you enjoy them. So please like, subscribe, and definitely go ahead and let me know how you feel about these videos, because I'm sure I'm going to learn something. Kevin was doing something in the background. He wants me. What do you want me to say? Oh, don't forget. Look at this. The videos. Oh, I think they're going to be on this. Nope. Wait. There you go. On the side of the screen, one or the other. It's up, down, somewhere. There you go. I should be a ventriloquist with my fingers.